Hey guys, welcome back to That 90s Guy. Well, it's been a long time since I've made a video, but things have changed. I'm no longer in the back room. I got rid of the couches back there, so I'll be in my new office that I'm setting up. Things are looking kind of sparse in the background. I plan on getting some more things in the background pretty soon. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I don't have a table in here, so we'll be continuing on with Rugrats Season 2, Episode 6, which is Angelica in Love. So, Angelica actually finds love in this episode. The episode starts off with Drew driving Angelica around. They just got back from Tommy's house, and Drew's asking, Angelica how her day was, and she's kind of depressed. She's like, yeah, I guess it was okay, and long story short, she ends up flashing back to the events of the day, which consists of this new kid, Dean, that's playing over at Tommy's house. And it's really cute because you have this dynamic with Angelica that usually she's the bratty kid. She's the one that has to have everything given to her. She's really self-centered, and you don't think of, this character loving another person, but in this time, in this episode, she does, and it's really quite interesting because when the other babies are talking to Angelica and all, she's kind of asking them for advice on what to do. So Tommy gets the idea of, on TV and all, on TV they actually have they actually the bad guy tries to get the girl, and you see Angelica kind of going off to one side there, and she's trying to win Dean's heart by getting his attention, faking a daring rescue. So she ties a wagon up and up to Spike, and Spike pulls it all around the yard, and then of course Dean says, "Hang on, Angelica," and then he takes off and he rescues Angelica, and you have, for the first time, Dean notices Angelica, and they sort of notice each other, and then they start doing googly eyes at each other, and she ends up really, really liking Dean, and Dean likes her in return, and you see just the dynamic of the babies and how they're actually just trying to figure out what is this love thing and all, and like Phil says, yeah, look like they're gonna be sick or something, and it's like, no, you get to the point to where, is there gonna be a kiss? And it looks like they're about ready to, until Angelica gets picked up by her father, Drew, and unfortunately that sort of ruins the moment there for a minute, but before she ends up leaving, before she gets sort of picked up by her father, Dean and her kind of have this little dialogue going on, and what the dialogue is it's just really simple, like, oh, where are you going, Dean? He says, well, is it another woman? And it's kind of funny. He's like, yeah, my mom. And then then Dean, what he does is he ends up going and sort of like, you know, Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Will sort of see a whole new side of Angelica, and they said, "Wow, I guess you really liked Dean a lot, didn't you?" And then Angelica sort of snaps out of the goo-goo love phase, I like to call it, and she says, "Oh, like a lot? I'll show you what I like a lot." So she starts grabbing the babies and she starts hitting them, kind of hardcore for a kid's show, but I mean, I think in general, the episode was really well done. I like how Angelica sort of faked a damsel in distress, and in order to get Dean's attention, that's my favorite part of it, is when she's going around on Spike, and it's just absolutely hilarious. And I recommend you guys give it a watch if you can. It's definitely good. So anyway, that's it for Rugrats Season 2, Episode 6, Angelica in Love. I thought it was, it's not in my top, what I would ever put in for like a top 10 review or something like that. It's not something that I would put on any high list, but I do recommend the episode. I think it is really a good episode, but I guess I would give it like a 3 out of 5 because I really like the topic matter, and it kind of gives Angelica a bit more depth as a character. And she's not just this bully that just bullies the babies around. No, she actually can have a soft, sweet side to her, and I think it's really genuine. You know, she really wants to go the extra yard to impress Dean. She wants to come off as sweeter than what she usually is, because the babies are paying all this attention to Dean and not to Angelica. So you kind of get that jealousy sort of arc going around, to where they end up going from one place to the other, and Tommy is getting all this stuff explained to him by Dean. You can sort of tell like a sort of what I would like to call a kinship, I want to say. Yeah, a kinship with Dean, you know, and that Tommy rarely has with an older kid. And what it actually shows, not only is the world bigger than Phil and Will and Tommy and Chucky, but also it is bigger as opposed to like having having one or two characters introduced. You actually get a whole new character introduced to the Rugrats, and even though he never comes back, it's kind of sad because you kind of wonder, oh well, did Angelica and Dean, did they meet up afterwards? Did Dean ever come back over to Tommy's house to play with the babies? And the way Dean sort of acts around the babies is just absolutely adorable. I mean, he's taking them underneath his wing, and he's like the cool kid. He's like the Fonz in the way they modeled him. He's sort of like a fusion between the Fonz and Elvis, I like to think, because he's got the sort of swanky hairdo going on, and he's got glasses on, he's got the leather jacket going on. It's just all in all, I think it was well done, very well written. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video.